رب زدني منك علما وأنلني منك فهما.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم افتح علينا فتوح العارفين بحكمتك، وانثر علينا من خزائن علمك. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا، إنك بكل شيء عليم بالإجابة الجدير. نعم المولى ونعم النصير. Welcome to our second lesson of the English language. We started last time talking about the English language, the importance of English language. And we answered three questions: what, why, and how. And then later we spoke about the pronunciation and its importance, and to distinguish sounds in English, and how important is that to actually convey your message, and how it is important to let others understand you and to be clear. And today we'll continue on that, just also to build on the approach that we started in this course. As I told you, we'll follow the natural approach, the natural way of learning a language, which is starting by listening to sounds. And we spoke about this last time. I'm just reminding you of what we covered last time, and we just build on it. So last time we spoke about kids, how they learn a language, and they start listening to sounds of the language. So I think knowing the sounds first would help you actually to be excellent in speaking, and it will push you to learn the language accurately and correctly, because this is the natural way. We listen to the sound, we try to speak it and pronounce it correctly, because one little sound may make a big difference. If you misspell or pronounce a sound, you may confuse the listener. You may say something totally different. And today we will look at some examples. Okay? As I told you last time, prepare a piece of paper or a notebook, and I actually recommend a notebook. You should have a notebook so you can write the new words that you don't know, write the activities that I will have with you today. So please keep a record of what we cover here, because you may need it later to go back to it, revise it. So try to have a tidy notebook. You can use highlighters, pens, whatever that helps you to actually go back to it later and understand the notes that you have. Okay? So let's start today with the second lesson, which is going to focus on pronouncing some words and pronouncing some sounds as well. So we mentioned this, that we have sounds and letters, and the way we pronounce some sounds are totally different than the way they are called, and we spent time on that. But also now let's focus on the sounds that we have in English. We have consonants and we have vowels. So today we'll focus generally on the consonants. In Arabic, this can be translated into consonants حروف ساكنة والvowels حروف متحركة. Okay? And it's very important to start with this, because distinguishing these sounds will help you later even to study grammar rules, because some grammar rules depend on these classifications, these two categories. To say, to use articles, for example, to use a or an, you need to know the vowels, for example. Okay? So we'll study that later in other lessons. So as you can see, there are some sounds that many learners of English need to pay attention to. Why? Because they may think that their language is similar to the other language, which is not right. Some learners of other languages studying English may confuse some sounds because they may use their background of that sound and they think that English has the same way or the same articulation way of pronouncing that, articulating way of pronouncing that sound, which is not correct. So we'll focus on some of the consonants here that some students need to pay attention to. For example, ba and pa, J, G and J, fa sound, and va. I selected these because these are the common ones, some common consonants that some students may confuse them or may find difficulty in pronouncing these sounds. So let's start with these two sounds, ba versus pa. Ba versus pa. How do we pronounce ba? Do we have it in Arabic? Okay, do we have it in Arabic? I'll ask you now. Ba sound, do we have it in Arabic? Of course, we do have it in Arabic. It's the second letter in the alphabet, Arabic alphabets. Alif, ba as a letter, and the sound ba, ba. We have ba, right? So we have ba. So this is very similar to the Arabic articulation of this sound. So many students do not have a problem with this, okay? But we will look at other aspects that some students may actually confuse it with the other sound. And also there are other cases where this sound can be silent as well. I mean, in short, in Arabic, this sound we have it in Arabic. هذا الصوت موجود في اللغة العربية. Okay? How do we pronounce it? It's ba. Ba. Right? Like you can say bat, bat, boy. How about pa? Pa sound. How do you distinguish between the two? A lot of Arabic actually learners of English do not hear the difference between the two. And you may think this is not true. It is. A lot of students, when they pronounce pa, they pronounce it as ba. Why? Because they don't have it in Arabic. So do we pronounce it? How do we pronounce it in English? It's p. You can hear, you can feel the air comes out, p, p. If you take a piece of paper, let me find a piece of paper. Sorry, it's not ready. But even if I take tissue, can you please take a piece of paper now in front of you so we can practice these two sounds? It's very important. Now I'll wait for you. I'll give you seconds to grab a piece of paper or tissue so we can practice these two sounds. This is very important. Okay, I can see you now. Take this piece of paper, put it in front of your mouth, and pronounce the sounds. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Which word? Let's say boy, ولد. Even if I shout boy, even if I shout, what happens? You will see that this piece of paper will not move. It doesn't move. But when I pronounce p, you will see that the air will hit this tissue and it will move, and this is the sign of pronouncing this sound correctly. I'll try now. So all of you try. All of you, don't feel shy. I'll shout, okay? So excuse me for my sound. I will shout. Boy. See? Boy. Boy. Even if I shout, can you see? Boy. It seems funny, but this is the way to show you the correct pronunciation. So again, boy, boy, boy. See, it doesn't move. But if I say, for example, paper, even if I don't shout, look at it. Paper, 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 paper. I will maybe keep it this way. You can see it better. Boy. See? Boy, boy. It doesn't move, but paper, paper. Boy, boy. Just try. Bat, bat, Batman. It doesn't move. But if you say anas, for example, people, people. Can you see this? I spent a lot of time just to make sure that you all try now and make sure that you pronounce it correctly. Because I'll show you later how these two sounds, if you don't pronounce them correctly, you will make a big mistake. Okay? So pay attention to this. So I think now we have pronounced it correctly, and we said what is in Arabic. We have this in Arabic, but this one we don't have it in Arabic. Okay? Do we have it in Arabic? No, we don't have this sound in Arabic. So Arabic learners, they pronounced the words starting with p like ba, as ba. So which is wrong. So this is one of the things I want you to focus on. Let's see more examples, because we need to see more examples. What is this word? It's bad, right? Bad, bad, bad. Even if you shout, bad, it doesn't move, okay? Let's see the other one. It's big, the same thing. Big, big, it doesn't move, okay? Bay, 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 it doesn't move. So it's bay, ba, ba. What's the next one? Bark, 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 it doesn't move. So I don't think you have a problem with ba sound. So we don't want to spend a lot of time. Bit, the last one is bit. But look at this. Pad, see? Pad, pad. And you know the tab. You call it iPad, iPad, iPad. The second one is pig, pig. I think you know the word pig. We'll come to it. The meaning is, of course, it's khanzir. Next one, yadfa, pay, pay. Next one, park, park. The last one, pit, pit. Okay, now I want you to pay attention to this. Pay attention to this. If you mispronounce, I'll just use the pen to see, to show you. Look at this. They look similar, right? Bad and pad. But what is the meaning of this? And what is the meaning of this? Just I'll show you how one sound, if you just don't pronounce it correctly, the person will not understand you. So bad means sayyi, but pad means lawh, right? Pad, or bad, or notepad, like notebook, okay? So look at the difference, okay? How about this? Big and pig. Big difference. When you say this is big, هذا كبير, right? This is big. How about if you say this word? It's هذا خنزير, right? This is a pig, right? This is a pig. هذا خنزير. So, be careful. Ba, pa. This is bay. And look at this pay. ادفع. Right? And this is another one, which is, if you don't pay attention to it, people will laugh at you. How? Just can you check the meanings? As I told you, you need to have a dictionary, because I cannot translate all the words for you. You are, as an English learner, you need to actually translate using a dictionary. And I recommended some dictionaries. So use a dictionary that you have to check these words, okay? So what do I want to say here? If you say here, I barked my car. If you say I barked my car. تريد أن تقول، طبعا أنا نطقتها استخدمتها في الموضع الخطأ فقط لأبين لك to show you that it's wrong to use it in that way. أنت تريد أن تقول park ولكنك نطقت الباء you pronounced pa as ba. Park لها عدة معاني، من معانيها حديقة ومن معانيها as a verb أوقفت سيارتك. أوقفت سيارتك. So, what do we understand? If you use this word, can you check this word? هذه معناها ينبح. الكلب ينبح. Right? So if you use it here, what's going to happen? المعنى لا يتفق. تقول I barked my car. أنا نبحت سيارتي. So be careful. This is what I want to say here to show it to you. And here also pit and bit, they are different. So if you actually, in short, if you don't pronounce it correctly, you are confusing the people because you are using a totally different word with a different meaning. تستخدم كلمة أخرى بمعنى مختلف. واضح? So let's now continue. I think this is clear right now, the importance of pronouncing them correctly. Okay, exercise. Am I right? I will pronounce some words here, and I want you to tell me, am I pronouncing it correctly or not? Can you distinguish the sounds? Okay. The first word is Bible. Bible. Is it correct? Bible. Tell me. Tell me. It's incorrect. Because I pronounced P as ba. It's not Bible. You can hear a lot of people saying it. A lot of students say it. Bible, Bible. It's wrong. It's people. It's not Bible. It's not Bible. It's people. People. Can you see that? Yes. So it's people. If you say Bible, someone will write it this way. Bible. It's wrong. Okay, let's see the next word. Pie. Pie. Is it correct? No. Because I say pie, which is not even a word in English. Pie is wrong. It's buy. Buy. Okay. How about this? Is it paper? Paper. Is it correct? Let's check. Check it. Paper. paper. Correct. Yes. Paper. If you say paper, it will be like paper. Paper. Paper doesn't. It's not correct. It's paper. Next word. What's this? Boy. Boy. A boy. Is it correct? Yes, it is correct. Right. So even if you shout, shout, it doesn't move. Boy doesn't move. Next word. I think we pronounced this before. So I will say bark. This is a bark. No, ليس نباح. If you say bark, means ينبح or نباح, which is not correct. It's park. 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 Check, all of you. It's not bark. So it's not bark, it's park. Okay? Next. I think we're similar to this. How about, can you think of a word? Bink. Bink. How do we write it? Bink. This is how we write it. Or blink, right? Or blink. How about pink? Pink. This is a pink color. Pink. You know pink. Do we have a color here? Pink? No? No. I'm looking for a color. Pink. I cannot see. Okay, I write it for you. Pink. Right? Pink. Okay. I think now it's getting clearer and clearer for you. So now I want you to decide, to tell me which word do you hear? Which one do you hear now among these? For example, which one do you hear? I will say it and I want you to tell me. Is it pa or ba? Is it pa or ba? For example, bet. Bet. Because you will hear a lot of people speak to you, and what are you going to say if you don't distinguish? So you need to know this. Bet. Which one? Is it pet? It's this sound. Sorry. It's this sound. Bet. Bet. Okay. Can you just write down in your notebook or a piece of paper that you have? Bit. A little bit. A little bit. Do you like this? I'll say a little bit. So write it down. A little bit. Okay, it's this one. It's that sound. Okay? How about, okay, please, please put it down. Can you write this sentence? Sorry, because please put it down. How do you write it? It's this one. P. Please put it down. Please put it down. Put it down. Please put it. Please put it down. Okay? Can you buy me a book? Write this down. Can you buy me a book? Which one? Is it this one or this one? Yes, you're right. It's that sound. Can you write me? Can you buy me? Can. Sorry. Anyway, I want to use the other color. Yeah. Sorry. Can you Look at this. Buy me. Buy me. What does it mean buy me? تشتري لي. Can you buy me a book? Can you buy me a book? Okay. هل بإمكانك أن تشتري لي كتابا؟ Can you buy me a book? Okay. For the next one, which one do you hear? For P, let me just, oh, I already told you what I want. Okay, just we'll skip this now because I already now gave it to you. I think now it's becoming clear, so I'm not going to repeat it a lot. So let's move. Now the question is, do we always pronounce the ba sound or P whenever you see it, or no? Maybe you know the answer. Can you please think about it? No. That's why we are focusing on simple, letters and sounds that you know, but we try to tell you that they are not always as we learn them. Yes, we learn that this is ba sound, but it's not always you pronounce it. Ba. Sometimes it is silent. And when is that? Let's see. Look at this. I will not tell you. I will not tell you now. We have to see some more examples to see the pattern, right? So what is this? How do you pronounce it? Look at the second one. How do you pronounce it? I will not pronounce it for you. Some people said it's a bomb. Is it correct? ما عندنا قلقلة في اللغة الإنجليزية بهذا الشكل يعني. So be careful, it's not قلقلة here. If you say bomb, أنت قلقلت الباء هنا. If you say climb, هنا قلقلة الباء. I will not tell you now, just I'm going through it so I give you time to revise and to guess how we pronounce these words. Okay? So, okay. What can you see? Tell me, what can you see? We are talking here about ba sound. Yes? Yes. So, one, it's used in all the words here. What can you see? Number one, they are at the end of the word, right? Right. What is the other? What can you notice? What else? I can notice that there is a letter M that comes, a sound pronounced as ma, comes before the ba sound. So what can you infer? ماذا تستنتج? Can we come up with a rule for this? Okay, I'll pronounce it for you and you tell me the rule, okay? The first one is bomb, bomb, right? The second word is thumb, thumb. And the third word is climb, climb. I didn't say climb. And the last one is dumb, dumb. And one easy way, actually I should teach you how to use the dictionary to know the pronunciation of words. But now, for example, for the first one, bomb, is it bomb or bum? Just use a dictionary and it tells you the pronunciation. Maybe one day I will teach you how at least check some words. That goes under phonetics and phonetic symbols. And we don't want to go deeper into this because this course is not for English majors and we don't have time for it because we have also other things to cover. So for example here, the word bomb, it's written here, the pronunciation is here without that sound. So there is no ba sound here. It's bomb, okay? And the rule is, if ba sound comes at the end of the word, right, and m comes before it, then we don't pronounce ba sound. It becomes silent. Look at this. Someone will say, there is ma sound here, and there is ba sound, ba, and before it, there is ma sound. So it has ba, but do we pronounce it? What is the first one? It's namba, so we pronounce it. Zombie, second one. The third one, umbrella, umbrella, we pronounce it. And the last one is gamble. So we pronounce the ba sound. And before there is ma. And you said if we have ba sound preceded by ma sound, then it becomes silent. And now here we pronounce it. What's the story? You forgot part of the story. And I told you, these are not at the end of the word. These are in the middle of the word. And I told you it must be at the end of the word. Is it clear now? Clear. Okay, let's see the rule now. The rule says, you can write this down, memorize it, use it in other examples that you see when you read, because this will come somewhere, or you will hear people, so you can tell what they're saying. Maybe a dictation, maybe you need to write down something. So if you know, oh, the B is silent here, but they mean this word. So if ma sound comes before ba, and ba is at the end of the word, then ba becomes silent. Okay? Is there another situation or case that ba sound also is silent? Yes, there is. There are some cases. And we like actually to find rules and to give rules. So it becomes easier for learners to pick up these rules and learn them, use them, and they know what's happening in the language itself. So we have some rules. Sometimes we have exceptions. استثناءات للقاعدة. Sometimes we don't have rules. Just learn them as they are. The first word is doubt. Did you hear ba sound? Doubt. I didn't say doubt. See, you can see it's a little bit difficult to say doubt. So it's doubt. The second one is settle. And the last one is debt. Say ba. Right? But it is silent. It's silent. It's doubt, settle, and debt. So we don't pronounce the ba sound in this case, in these words. So when you see, you should pronounce it that way. And is there a rule? Look at this. So we see more examples, patterns, so we can guess the rule. Look at here. Obtain. So here the ba sound is silent, samet, and here no, we pronounce the ba. Here the ba is silent, we don't pronounce it. So in the second box, you can see that we pronounce the ba. Obtain, subtitle, so we pronounce it. The general rule, maybe also it fits here. If the ba sound followed by ta and doubt, like for example here, settle, almost at the end of the word, and debt, it becomes silent. But here, it's at the beginning of the word, obtain, subtitle, the first syllables in the middle almost. Okay, here it becomes, you pronounce it. So these are some like cases I want you to pay attention to hear the language correctly, to know how to pronounce them, to use them, so you know the language and the rules. And these are for consonants. So we here discussing consonants. الحروف اللي هي إيش؟ الساكنة وليست المتحركة, not the vowels, consonants. Okay. Now let's move to other consonants. What is this? What is it? It's called C, right? A, B, C. But do we always pronounce it like C, sa? No. Sometimes we pronounce it as ka, and sometimes as sa sound. So can you tell when to pronounce it, sa or ka? Can you? Have you seen it somewhere pronounced as ka and it's written C? Is this strange? Is it easy to tell? There is a rule for that. We'll see the examples and the exercises, and it will become very easy for you to distinguish between them. So when to pronounce sa, C, or sa as S. I mean, why did I choose this? Because this is always, most of the times it's sa sound, but C, sometimes it becomes as ka. Ka is not sa. But so when do we pronounce this shape when you see it as sa sound? Because, let me show you just, in phonetics, في علم الصوتيات, maybe later in another course, you will study how to pronounce the sounds, and they use phonetic symbols. So they put this between two slashes to show the pronunciation. So they tell you if you want to pronounce sa, they put S, sa, between two brackets. In the dictionaries, to show you the pronunciation of words, they use phonetic symbols between two slashes. Okay? So this is, we call it sa sound, and they don't have this in the phonetic symbols as a symbol. They use ka for ka. They use actually ka between two slashes to show the ka sound, and the sa with S. Sorry, maybe this you don't need it now, but just to make it easy for you, because I came across this now, I should clarify it, make it easy. So the rule says, if E, I, or Y, okay, one of them comes after the C, then you pronounce it as what? What is the original? If E, I, or Y comes after the C, we pronounce it sa. We pronounce it as sa sound, okay? To memorize this, E, I, and Y, they actually put it in a phrase so you can memorize it. Knit yourself. What does it mean? اكسبها, sorry, it's here, بنفسك. اكسبها بنفسك. Okay? Just to make it easy to remember, E, I, Y. Earn it yourself. So the first letter, E, I, and Y. اكسبها بنفسك, but you don't need to know it in Arabic just to make it easy for you to memorize it. So it's actually earn it yourself. Okay, let's see more examples. So this is the rule. I want you to memorize it. Okay. I want you to memorize this rule. if E, I, or Y comes after the C, like you'll see more examples, we pronounce it as sa. I mean C, E, C, I, C, Y. If any of these, letters comes after the C, you pronounce it C, S, sa. This one becomes sa. This one becomes sa, si, sa, sa, cycle, circle, center. Okay? Let's see more examples so you can digest this rule easily. Okay. When to pronounce ka as the C as ka sound? When? Sorry. When to pronounce it sa as ka sound? Ka sound. I mentioned that before. Okay. Sorry. Something is wrong here. I need to fix it. Oh, sorry. Just need to show you this. When to pronounce sa, K as ka sound? Again, I told you between two slashes. If C comes at the end of the word, if it comes at the end of the word, how is that? Can you tell me? One example at least? Okay, I will give you more. I'll give you examples. I'll give you examples. For example, let me just write it for you. I write it here for you. And you have the rules now, okay? You have the rules now. I think I have this rule for you and this rule for you. For this one, you can say, for example, center. Can you see CE? Okay? Can you think of another example? Can you think of another example? Okay, like for the second one. Yes, I'll draw this line for you. Sorry. Arabic. How did I pronounce it? So here, sa sound, and here, K sound, Ka sound. So, tell me now, what can you see? Center, because what comes after it is what? E.